Hey guys, doing something a little different today. We won't be reading from the Stoic book. Instead, I'm going to be reading a quote from one of the great thinkers. You will definitely know them. I'll tell you who made this quote afterwards. I think it defines Stoicism perfectly. Um, and yeah, this is just a quote that I find really interesting. So it goes like this: a human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole nature in its beauty. Nobody is able to achieve this completely, but the striving for such an achievement is in itself a part of the liberation and a foundation for inner security. That quote is from Albert Einstein. Now, I'm sure he certainly may not have been a Stoic, but I think that ties in very nicely to a lot of the things we've been reading about in the book and a lot of the ways that I think about Stoicism. And the first thing is he removes the barriers of us looking as a selfish or individual, recognizing that we're part of something larger, that we're a piece of this world, and as is everybody else. And whatever affects one piece of the world affects the other piece. So opening the doors to compassion for those around us and a healthier living. He says the striving for such an achievement is in itself a part of the liberation and a foundation for inner security. So like I said, I'm sure that Einstein, I don't know what he'd read philosophically, but there's a great chance he didn't, never read any Stoic works. And that's one of the reasons why I find Stoicism really amazing, and not just Stoicism. So I was heavily into martial arts when I was younger. I'm the fighting sloth. And because of that, there was a lot of Eastern influence in my earlier philosophical reading. The amazing thing for me when I was reading about Stoicism is the parallels with Buddhism or Taoism. Now, obviously, these developed in totally separate parts. Stoicism is a Western philosophy. Taoism and Buddhism is an Eastern philosophy. So that tells me that there's truths that are being found. You can reach these conclusions. And I would say that when I found Stoicism, that was actually the feeling that that was the overwhelming feeling I felt. It wasn't that I was learning something new, it was that I was rediscovering something. I was reading in words ways that I'd felt. So anyway, I've gone off on a little bit of a rant, but you can be an amazing physicist. You could have been, hundreds of years ago in, Japan, or, hundreds of years ago in Greece, and you still reach these same truths. So which makes me think that they're universal truths. Anyway, this is a little bit different. We will get back to doing the daily readings. I just wanted to put one of my favorite quotes in there. As we get further through that book, I always intended to talk about other things. I have a whole book of handwritten quotes where this was just, that's where the Albert Einstein quote was from. And once we finish that, we'll still continue the discussion, and I'll get to talk about some of the things that have influenced me and my favorite quotes. So something to look forward to. I realize this might have been a little bit weird. I did it the same way I did the book. I didn't think about what I was going to say. Maybe I should start planning, but fuck it, we roll. I'll see you next time.